Welcome to Look Algarve TV and NewsShowTV in Praia da Luz, on the beach, on top of the Aconcha restaurant. And we see the beach, we see the sun, we see the ocean and the palm trees. And this morning I have a very interesting guest with me, Paulo Rosário. Welcome, bom dia.
Hello, Dietmar. Bom dia, bom dia.
So we have to do this in English. My Portuguese is not really existing. Even I'm here a while, it's a shame, but it's hard. It's not easy to learn. So
Step by step.
Step by step. Let's slide in. Maybe you introduce yourself. Who is Paulo Rosário?
First of all, thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome.
I've been following your project and your passion, and it always thrills me to see people following their passions, because I know that it's following your passions that makes you happy.
Yes.
It's not actually a work, it's just following the dream.
Yeah,
right.
I enjoy it.
Thank you very much for having me. And also for me, it's very important to have the opportunity to address more particularly the expat community, our foreign residents, because it's not easy for them to acknowledge or to be more comprehensive of what's going on, especially in terms of politics or regarding the local community.
Right.
So my name is Paulo Rosário. I'm 41 years old. And if I have to sum it in one word, I would say fighter. I'm a fighter.
It's a good start.
It's good, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yes.
It's something that always has been with me, being fighting. Fighting not with other people, fighting for what needs to happen, for fighting for change,
Mm-hmm.
fighting for good things to come.
Yeah, where you stand for.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
great.
So
Yeah.
I would say in politics, this all started when I was 25 years old.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So I was taking my degree in management before changing it to social sciences. And that's where I started to get more involved into the issues regarding our country, the community, the politics. Because before that, I was just like pretty much everyone else, able to complain about everything without knowing why it was
Right.
made this way, why the decisions, why the positioning of whoever is in charge. But when you start to study, when you start to look into it and understand the systems, understand why do we have parties and politics, it all makes sense, or a bit more sense, at least in our understanding. And so I started to frequent more workshops, more master's degree, and more events regarding politics to get a bit more to know into it. Yeah. I get to know many individuals and personalities in Lisbon and around Portugal, and then I was invited and I started my own projects. I started as an environment activism.
Oh, okay.
So this was all like the beginning as a youngster.
Yeah.
It was very rewarding to be trying to pull for some more quality of life. So now it's trendy. Everyone speaks about climate change and saving the planet.
Cleans the beaches.
But 15 years ago was not so easy. Yeah. You were always seen as an outsider.
Yeah.
If you were to defend this kind of issues. But then it all started to get more and more assessed inside my head. Even when I was more active, I was not like a radical.
Yeah, okay.
I was more like a eco-conservative. This is my thing. I'm a conservative in terms of politics. Also a liberal in economics.
Okay.
With some still environmental sensitivity.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And I think we
all environment
need,
here,
because we need to make sure we have quality of life for ourselves, and that means healthy environment, healthy places, and that needs a concern to be always there in every decision that you make. When you decide to do one option or another option, if you have all this inside you, you're going to make a better decision.
It's natural.
Sure.
It's natural. It's coming natural.
And also, I was in that environment party called the Party of the Earth at the beginning.
Ah, okay.
So I was there for a few years. I was managing in terms of Algarve operations for it. So it was very interesting. I mean, it made me grow.
Yeah.
Also was involved when it was 2011 presidential election. There was this candidate that was independent, like now we are about to have one as well, called Fernando Nobre.
Yeah.
So I was involved especially locally in Lagos, and we ended up having the best results in the whole country in terms of municipality, 21% I believe. So it was very, very interesting, very interesting. And then I started even more locally. This was before I went to England. And I did my first attempt to become mayor. So this was 2013.
Oh, okay.
So I had no support
Already?
from parties. But I say, why not? Why cannot a youngster or a group of young people try and make themselves heard in this panorama of local elections? And so I did. I finished last.
Okay.
That was not a downside.
But there's one saying in Germany we have: if I'm the last, I'm just taking some power to get normally way in front. If I'm the last, I just take the way to go in front again.
Exactly.
So, exactly. So that's funny, yeah.
And that gave me a perspective as well. So it helped me to know what it means to be a candidate, what it means to try to make a full and strong candidacy, and get in touch with people. So it was a first touch point for me. And it gave a lesson that's showing everyone that it is possible, even without being inside politics, without having experience, without being sons of parents that are already involved, that it is possible for common people to actually join the election challenge and be part of it. And after that, I went to London, to England, where I restarted my business life. So while in here, I was a public servant.
Okay.
That was not enough for me. I wanted a bit more. We just had passed the crisis. I had started a couple of businesses. Went as well as I would like them to be. 2013 was not a good year.
Just getting experience.
Exactly. No major loss.
No.
A lot of experience helped. And so I trade being a public servant, which is very comfortable to be, of course.
Absolutely.
For entrepreneurship and also for new challenges. So I wanted to provide for my family, and so I did. I went to England, fresh start, started from the bottom, but nice places. Met a lot of people from Lagos working there.
Oh, okay.
And I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I learned another new industry, hospitality. Easily, quick, I ascend to manage, and I've been into different places managing. And then with the COVID, then it was time for me, okay, why struggling here if I can struggle back home? And having some family support, and it worked well for me. So I came back in 2021, and straight away, of course, the bug is still there, and I went into politics again. Here.
Okay. To change something, to do something.
Always to change. Change is number one goal.
Okay.
If you're not here to make a stand or to make a difference, then you're just to add.
Right.
If you're just to be the same as whatever it is, there's not much motivation for it.
Yeah.
But if you want to make things better, if you want to even to influence others to be better, that
you have to do
it makes sense.
Right.
That's what I did. 2021, I was elected a member of the local assembly. So that's where I'm still on mandate until the end of this mandate, which ends in September. And I've been doing, I think, a very decent work there with a lot of proposals, ideas being approved, most of them actually.
Okay, that's a very important
and we are
factor,
putting the visibility on matters that otherwise would be neglected.
So you running for mayor, that's true, or?
I can say yes. It's not officially confirmed.
Okay,
yet.
we don't. Yeah, nobody's watching.
It's
anyway.
fine. It's fine. It's about to be confirmed at any moment now.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So I just don't want to be ahead of myself, but yes, I've been working into this project for several months now, and things are going well. Things are getting ready, and I think it's going to be a very big surprise for everyone.
Okay. What do you think? What makes you different?
What makes me different? Well, first of all, I come from humble origins, so I'm not ashamed of being maybe the only person without their own house. I'm living on a rented apartment with my family, so I know the struggle that is most of locals feel these days of not being able to access a house, even for rent or to purchase. Also, I know what it means to have the needs to go abroad to support your family. Like many expat community, they are living here, they are living in a different country.
Right.
They try to get involved with the locals, and it's not an easy thing, because even if you have the will, you're going to find resistance. And you don't have the right, I think, we don't have the right environment to make the foreign community and the locals more together.
Yeah, they should.
So we need more examples. We need to focus on examples.
Right. That's. I think there is a big issue. The Portuguese, they're so open, so warm. They invite you when you're there, and you're a part of it. But they have their structure they're together in kindergarten, in school, so they have their environment. So then an expat comes. It takes a while until you can be integrated, and some of the expats leaving and coming, and so it's permanent. Some moves. It's hard to get closer. So that's why some expat groups stay with their groups. But you're right. They together, it makes so much sense. I'm here since many years. I have lots of Portuguese friends. It's a different environment, a different lifestyle, and we can, as expats, we can learn a lot. And I think from both sides,
absolutely. So I will say there is this. In one hand, you have this feeling of you don't know if, as locals, you don't know if these people will stay.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like when you are in a professional atmosphere that many people are always coming and going, and going. And you don't want to establish strong relations whoever just arrived, because you don't know if the next day the guy is going to be here. So it has a bit of this feeling for the locals in here. But this makes even more frustration for whoever is foreign and actually is here and wants to be here. Maybe he's not decided that he's going to be here forever, but he wants to try to get involved. And we have some projects that are working well, all charity shops with animal support.
Yes.
There is one here that I would like to mention, Madrugada.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very important, very noble mission. They now just got the IPSS status. Okay. So this allows them to get more contributions from companies with some fiscal benefits. This was a huge accomplishment for them.
They helped my mother when she was here. I brought her with 89.
This is something that we, as a natural state, we are so lacking in supporting people on their terminal illness, and this only compensates a bit of this this missing in the system.
What's your greatest concerns?
For Lagos?
For the region then where you be.
Number one concern for me is security and also habitation. Habitation for the locals.
Absolutely,
because tourism should be this pyramid with the tourists on the top and a strong base to support all what they need to be well taken care of. And currently we have like this. So we have much more people needing in services than people able to supply them. So we have lots of hotels, more hotels are coming, more local small hotels also growing. We have thousands of it, but we don't have a support to hire workers. We don't have a support for the locals to stay here. So every day people are going out from Lagos to elsewhere to find a place to live or to find a place to work decently, and this is not sustainable.
No, absolutely.
So habitation is the number one. but security, safety, it's very, very important because you cannot charge 500 euros per night for a person if you cannot provide security or a safe environment or clean streets, these kind of things. So you need to make sure the quality of the territory matches the price you want to charge.
Yeah, absolutely.
So at the moment, I think we are overcharging our guests. We have a nice sun, we have nice beaches, but we need to have more for them. For them and for us, for everyone. So security is something that has been neglected, so that's why it's one of my biggest points.
Okay.
So we are growing in population, we are almost double it in the last 20 years, but we have much less police officers on the ground.
Okay.
So if people understood the reality, we barely have enough officers to have a patrol at night. So they are struggling. They need to manage with neighbors to make sure there is at least one patrol going on the evenings, on the night. But there is 2 occurrences.
Yeah.
They cannot attend both. Yeah. So it's an issue. We need to be more demanding for that. We need to make sure they have all the tools and instruments we can provide. CCTV is one of our projects. Of course, it needs to be carefully studied, but it's already done. The authorities already gave their reports, so it just needs will.
Yeah.
So it needs will. So far, what we've been hearing is excuses. We need more fiber, we need more internet, but some other places they do this much more faster. So it's a matter of will. Luckily, we don't have many serious crime cases here, but we have a lot of burglars. Yeah. That's annoying. We have people also making offenses, general offenses, even to houses, to public assets, and we need to make sure this is not incentivated.
Absolutely, So
I
feel very safe.
This needs to be deterred, and for that, a few cameras will be a good tool to make sure people get a bit more unable to do bad things, and people feel a bit more safe while walking on the streets at any given moment. We also have a lot of immigration, and this, because of the type of immigration being males, youngsters, and not so involved with the locals, this might affect our sensations that they call now perceptions of security, but it also has more occurrences because we have more people, so more occurrences. And if there is nothing to stop them of doing bad things, more bad things will come. And then when you look about, and if you see something broken, it's easier to more things get broken next to it, because you don't feel that everything is nice and neat.
Right.
So we need to make sure everything is nice and neat, and with manned power to our authorities, GNR, PSP, Maritime Police. They all need more human resources, and we need to be giving visibility to the occurrences in order to demand more resources for them.
Right.
Because if you just put everything under the carpet, up there in Lisbon, they will say, no, everything is fine in Lagos. They don't need more. We can even take more from them to put elsewhere. You need to ask for it. You need to demand for it. And for that, you also need to give visibility. No, this is happening. This is happening. This is true. This is a need. This is an actual need. So that's
hard to speak out sometimes, where you don't want to put that on top.
I know, yes, you don't want to panic. If you are in power, sometimes you just feel the instincts to say that everything is fine and perfect under my administration. But you need to be more humble than that. And you need to, there are good things that are happening, and there are things that taking a wrong direction that you need to make sure it doesn't go too far.
That's great. So what you think, how can you make a positive impact on the expat thing? Speaking about the expats, how can we integrate them? I would help.
Well, first of all, they need to make sure they know that they have powers here. So if you are a resident here, you can vote for local elections, but many people don't even realize that. And they are not properly informed. Maybe when the election comes, some parties will try to get them into voting, but before that, the parish, the council, they all need to have a constant program to say, listen, these are things you can do as an expat to get more involved in local business and to vote, actually. Yeah. By the way, if you want, just to make sure to our guests, to know that to vote, if you have a title or permits to residence, or if you belong to European community, you just need to go to your parish. In this case, if you are in Praia da Luz, you go to Freguesia da Luz, and with your IDs, and you ask to be registered to vote.
Okay, great.
Because if you're not registered to vote, you will not be able to vote. And you need to do this registration 60 days prior to the election day. So we are talking about until July. You need to do this register, and then you are okay to vote on every local election.
Yeah, perfect. Actually, we can put this under the video, some information, and also we will put some stuff,
that will be great.
Whatever you give us,
everyone.
We put there that they know that they are informed and can take action.
Another thing is we need to create a culture of a partnership between the locals and the expats. The language is a barrier,
absolutely,
of course.
Absolutely.
At the moment, there are no Portuguese courses apart from the ones given in private lessons. But private lessons might not be the same as you make something more like a programmatic.
Right.
Because locals need to learn English, and at least, and the expats, most of them English speakers. They need to learn a bit of the Portuguese, and not just the language, but the culture. But the language is a big part of the culture.
To understand.
At the moment, we see more and more from the local authorities neglecting our Portuguese. There are many people that used to come here, and they still comes here, and they want to see local food. They want to see local people.
Yes.
Because that's what they are paying for. They're not coming here to see the same they see in Tunisia. They want to come here and see Portuguese people. In Praia da Luz, we know it's for some very long time, we see a lot of foreign concentration in here. Yeah. But if you go to the Lagos town, it used to be much more traditional, and now it's losing the characteristic, and this decreases the value. Because if it is the same that you have elsewhere in Europe, then there's nothing special here. So if it's less special, so it's less value. Yeah. So you need to make sure that we value the Portuguese at least. Yeah. For instance, I understand as a business, you want to aiming for whoever can be your clients, of course. Right. So the English needs to be there because it needs to be accessible to most of them. Yeah. But you should not be neglecting the Portuguese. Right. For instance, whatever is outside, like a menu or a board, you don't need to be asking, do you actually have a Portuguese menu? Yeah, because
that should be there.
Even for whoever is from outside and does not understand the language, it would be good for them to see, look, this actually means this.
Exactly.
So menus, signs, everything should be done in Portuguese, even if it is also in different languages as well.
I really see when I talk with people, everybody is eager to speak with me in English. They put out, even some people, they were maybe 30 years ago in Germany with their parents maybe, they come with some German words, so it's so friendly and so open and so helpful. It makes hard on the other side really to learn.
There is no need.
Exactly, yeah. So that's and when you do something and you're in business and you do mostly English-speaking things, then it's really hard. You have to sit down, you have to learn it, and but that's why we're in Portugal.
If you go to Spain or to France, you don't have that. Either you know it or you get a translator. But in here, yes, people are very accommodating and they try their best to help everyone, to be gentle and do what they can. But then it might be some feeling that, okay, they are not to be with us, they are to be just taken care of. But we also need to take care of by being friends.
Yes.
And to be friends, we need to make more partnerships. And that comes to the examples I was saying about. So whatever it is already in place, like these endeavors with the social charity shops and these associations, that they are not foreign associations. They are Portuguese associations that are, most of them are are foreigners,
Yeah.
but that's by chance. They don't want that to be. They want to be more connected to locals.
Yeah.
And my wife and I, when we first joined Madrugada, we actually tried to offer some help for that part, into presenting the association to locals, and to say that this is not for foreigners, this is for Portuguese as well, same. So you just need to get more involved, get to know. Let's see what you can do as a member, or what you need to support you. Meanwhile, she went to the fire department, and we don't have much time to dedicate, but we help them. We still help.
That's good.
Right. And these are just examples that needs to be more spread out to the community, supported by the local administration as well, because it's not like, oh, they are doing well, so they don't need anything.
You don't. Yeah,
Even if that's the case, let's use it to show locals what they are doing. They are here not just to enjoy themselves, they are here also to help and to feel useful for the community. And you can help too.
Yeah.
And if you have some programs or some ideas that you go, let's take them to Espiche or to Almadna and make some session to explain who they are, have a proper officials to translate for them, and to grab different parts of the community to understand them, and mix a more foreign association with a more local clubs and groups, and because then you have local clubs with nearly no foreigners. Yeah. Even if it's in an area with a lot of foreigners. For instance, Praia da Luz. Luckily, they have already a few, but they could have even more. Because of course we don't want to be, this is Portuguese, this is ours. This is not to be. That's the wrong idea. Because everyone is here to be part of it, not to take hold of the property, or take advantage, or take the priority out of it. Yeah.
I was yesterday
at more friendly.
That's the thing. I was yesterday at the tennis club, tisch tennis, table tennis club and tournament in Lagos. Lots of kids, lots of adults, very, very nice, and they have. They need even more people. It's a smaller club. They're 12 years in existence, but they have Austrians, they have Australians, they have British, Portuguese. So it's a small mixture out of different cultures and countries. But I think they have the ability to grow and do more. So how would you integrate this? How would you bring the expats closer to the locals with the clubs, with the activities and everything?
Information is first, so communication is key. And to communicate, you need to take the information from point A to point B, and sometimes people don't know about, and also access. The Camera or the council helps a lot of most of the clubs, but some people still don't have access. So there is a huge gap between people that are more privileged or more wealthy and people who are just struggling. And I'm not talking about unemployed or sick people. I'm talking about working men. The common working man, it's struggling more and more to be just above the water. And sometimes they don't even have time or the ability to have their kids on their clubs. And when they see a club that has most wealthier or privileged or foreigner people, and they fill the gap more than before. And this might also be a problem to enable them to get involved, engaged with the foreign community. So we need to be more careful with that. We need to pass the information and also try to bring all together. Not just saying that, because there are programs to try to help the mindset of people be more welcoming of immigrant workers from Asia and all these countries that are more coming into Portugal. But we also need to engage whoever is already here, because we have a very large foreign community that are still not engaged with the locals, and no one is doing much for it. And you by yourself, you cannot do much, but if all of us together we do a bit of our effort, and you spread some examples with your channel news and news channel. And if someone else does the same and tries to also get involved people and introduce people, because it's like making friends, right?
Exactly.
if you introduce one person to another, they will get to know.
And they're
So
spread.
just do it also when it's a foreigner and it's a local. And people are get more involved, not just into business, into a service that is required and someone is asking for the service and someone is providing the service. Not just that, as friends.
Yep.
Getting together, doing things together, sharing a language.
And the
All right.
culture, yeah, that's it's so
Sometimes
important.
that's not the issue because people do have enough French or English
Right.
to speaking abilities to get involved, and trying to do the same for foreigners to get involved in Portuguese.
Yeah.
And I think that will be the best if we can get them to learn a bit more Portuguese, and this will show openness and willingness for the locals. Oh, okay, I know English, but if the guy is trying his best to learn Portuguese and he wants to try the Portuguese food and he wants to get Portuguese conversation, then I will feel more motivated to accommodate him as a friend.
Yeah, I always enjoyed all the festivals. They were here, Sardines and everything. So it's Portuguese music. All the Portuguese come here. Very elderly people and the young ones. They dance together. So there were more, to the pandemic. There was a lot of change and things. But this is something where really people come together. And I saw it. I was there and I enjoyed it with the local food and the people. And the whole environment was there. And the little booths and local food was produced from the area, from cakes and everything. So that should come up more. So give an opportunity to the people out there to come together.
You're talking about Banho 29?
Yes.
That's the most iconic.
That's a
festival.
Huge. But there's so small ones in between during the year, and that's great. I love this.
Well, that's most of them are actually due to the efforts of some individuals that don't let these events die, and they try to do their best to make these events actually grow and be more sustainable. So we need to cherish all these initiatives and more initiatives that can happen even in more smaller scale, but with more mixed music, and we need to do more for this. Not just in Praia da Luz.
No,
we need
it's
to
all
try
over.
to spread a bit more, because we have Burgao, we have Spish, Almarna, just to talk about this parish. That also needs to feel the presence of more the mixed community that they actually have. Because if you go to Spish or Almarna, you're going to find a lot of foreigners living there. But they do their social life elsewhere. So that cannot happen.
No.
So they also need to have some spaces or opportunities to involve, engage themselves. Even the programs of activities, when they do the yearly parties, they should maybe get a bit more involving with the community.
Definitely. So, do you think you and your team think there are big and great results coming up on the next election?
Yes, we are very confident. And that's not just because we think we are big stars. That's not the case. But we have a very united front. And we know where we want to be. We have our project is very well set up, in my opinion. And unlike whoever is in charge or has been in charge for the past 2 decades, we want real change. And you cannot have real change if you have the same people there, or if the people who are in charge always have been public servants and doing the same. I'm not saying they don't have the will to see more things happening, but their comfort is their worst enemy. So we need more people with more energy, more dynamism, and people of action to make things happen, and sometimes different ways. You cannot do the same things that you used to do 20 years ago, because the world is changing, it has changed a lot. We have a lot of bureaucracy, it's true, but we need to find different ways to get more results and diverse the aspects of doing so in order to get more results for people and to fulfill our objectives. And our team is full of this energy.
I feel it.
And we just need to be doing what we do, talking to people, and focusing on who we are, what we want to bring. At the moment, we are not holding office, but we want to on every and every aspect of local administration. And I'm sure we're going to get there.
Yeah, perfect. So if you want to say something to the audience, something from your heart, a last word. I think we covered a lot of information for the people, and this has to continue anyway. So thank you very much for coming.
My pleasure.
And maybe a final word from you. Yes, please feel free.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching. Dietmar is a great guy, and you always keep to follow whatever he's doing, because it's worth it. In my regards, what I want to say is I'm available for you. Now is the time. Now is the time for change, and I'm very happy to accommodate whatever your concerns might be. So please get in touch, speak with me, speak with my team, and let's do great things together. And I hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
It was a great pleasure. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for watching. And from Praia da Luz, again, look Algarve TV, NewsShowTV, with a wonderful conversation today. Lots of luck. All the best for the goals to reach out. And stay tuned. There are coming more. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye. Muito obrigado.
De nada.